Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is on your temple within. In this episode, we are talking about the importance of you really honoring this body as your temple and to not only think of it as the external, but also the internal and, of course, your auric field, and how it is really the basis, the foundation to goddess work. Before we dive in, hello, my gorgeous sister. How are you? I hope you are so well, and I hope you've had an amazing summer. So it's Labor Day weekend Friday as I'm recording this. And of course, we're already feeling the eclipse season coming in. And we'll have so much more to talk about this, but just a quick side note for you. Eclipse season is meant to be that powerful vibration that takes you onto your destined path. Eclipse season is that time that, anybody who's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, right, on a soul level, eclipse season will make sure to put you there. Or eclipse season will try their best to put you there. It is still the planet of free choice, but like I've said many times before, free choice is also the illusion. It's very old paradigm. It's very ego driven. In the end, the highest timeline and the new earth manifestation happens when we are in our soul connection, when we are in our inner communication, when we listen to what our guidance, our intuition, our higher self is saying to us, right? It's not an outside force. It's you, the real you, wanting to get you to be in surrender to your highest and greatest good so that you can fulfill the highest potential that you've come here to fulfill. Right? All of that, ego, quick fix, instant gratification is very passé and, not really worthy of the new earth any longer. Now, let's dive in. Your temple, your temple, your temple, your temple. When we talk about goddess work, and we talk about the temple, right? You're worshiping the temple. Let me just say something that's super important for you to really hear again, because I've said it before, but goddess will never, ever, ever ask you to bow to her. Goddess will only ask you to bow to yourself. You are meant to bow to yourself. You are meant to be in devotion to your goddess. You are meant to live in worship. Worship to your goddess. Worship to your divinity. Worship to that eternal being that you really are. And that's also what these, really high vibrational unions that are coming together, that's the basis of that. It's devotion. It's deep devotion, because it's not just the surface level any longer. It's the recognition of each other's souls. It's the devotion to the divinity within self and within the other. And it's very important to really allow yourself to let that sink in. Let that settle in. How could you be in more devotion to yourself? And what does it mean to you to be in devotion to yourself? And have you ever even been worshipped? Right? Are you ready for you to be in a union where you're experiencing and receiving worship and devotion because the two of you are aware of each other's essence, of each other's true selves, which oftentimes, if we're talking twin flames, it's the same soul. So when it comes to twin flame journeys, you're actually looking at yourself. You are looking at the other part of your soul. But even in, really high vibrational unions, it doesn't have to be twin flame. It could be soul flame unions, right? Where you are very, 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 very aware and very in awe and very in that devotion to this divine being that you get to spend this earthly experience with. It's a whole nother level, that we now get to live, that we now get to embody through these human forms. And so don't be afraid of this notion of worship or devotion, right? Because it's very cliche in terms of the old spiritual structures, having to go to church to be in devotion, right? Having to have a pastor or a priest speak to God for you, right? All of that is old paradigm. And again, like I've said, Goddess wants you to worship yourself, not her. We're sisters. Goddess doesn't want another sister to worship her. Goddess doesn't care to be devoted to and be worshipped by another sister. Of course, as the sisters that we are, as the goddesses that we are in devotion to the light. We are in devotion to the divinity that we are, yes, but nobody bows. There is no bowing, okay? It's authentic empowerment. It's ownership of who you really are in the most beautiful, humble way, in the most beautiful, noble way, right? It is that beautiful balance, that beautiful dance that we've spoken about before of you being both, made of stars and made of earth. And by the way, it's so hot here in Southern California that the air conditioning is on. So you can see my backdrop shaking a little bit for the air, but I was just too hot. I could not leave it on. Normally I turn it off when I record these, and then toward the end of the episode, you see me getting all sweaty. I was like, it's too hot. I've got to turn it on and leave it on. Anyways, let's get into the temple work. Because if you want to be able to receive devotion and worship, right? This means you have to now get used to it. And it's time for you to get used to it. And how do you get used to it? By you learning to be in devotion to yourself, by you learning to worship yourself. And let's start with this temple, this physical vessel, this beautiful, perfect physical vessel that is housing your soul. Yeah. And so when you think of a temple, I don't know if you've ever been to a temple or, you want to just imagine a temple. First of all, temples are protected, right? There are temple guards, temple guardians that protect and guard the temple. And then there are also temple caretakers. It's their job to make sure the temple is squeaky clean, and beautifully aired out and tended to. And not only is the outside of the temple, the facade, the external, in perfect condition, It's about the inside, though. The inside of the temple. When you walk into the temple, you will immediately notice how there is incense burning and there are candles lit. And there might be music playing in the background. And there are offerings. So it could be flowers. It could be fruit, baskets of fruit. It could be baskets with some kind of crop or rice, right? So offerings of some sort. And you feel the energy of the temple, how it's kept sacred. And so this is exactly what this is all about. Because in this modern society, you know, everybody is now aware of that, okay, we've got to take care of the body, got to eat well, got to exercise, right? Like people are catching on to the importance, and that's a blessing, of course. But too often I meet sisters that are very tight because they are on such a regime of working out and pushing themselves and pushing their bodies because they're having to look a certain way, right? And they are on this discipline and not eating this and not eating that. And this is actually then turning out of balance. This is actually then turning into a contraction. And I have witnessed this over and over again, that these sisters that were eating perfectly and exercising like crazy, those were the ones that got sick. Those were the ones that, you know, had some illnesses come up in their temples. And this generally happens because there is an imbalance, right? Because there has to be this balance of course, we want to be disciplined. Of course, we want to, you know, take care of the external. It's, you know, we want it to look good, but that's not the only thing, not the only thing at all, as a matter of fact. The other side to it, the balance side to it, is that the body needs to have relaxation. The body has to have rest, right? Rest is a big part of goddess work. The body has to have fun because goddess loves to play. Like goddess loves to do fun things and play and move and feel free and laugh. And that is actually a super healthy and important balance to the discipline, because it's only when she rests or plays and relaxes in that play and lets go that the body can release the tension. That's when the body can release the discipline, right? Because we're contracting, expanding, contracting, expanding, contracting, expanding. We are like the ocean. We have the tides, right? We have the contraction, the expansion. And so it's very important to always maintain a balance with yourself. You have to have fun. You have to give yourself exceptions. You have to listen to yourself. And of course, like I've said, it's the external, the facade that most of us only care about. Thankfully now people are becoming more aware of the importance of good, healthy, organic, possibly foods, right? And, you know, also becoming aware of what works for your body, what doesn't. And, you know, also the awareness of getting good sleep and practicing good sleep hygiene. And, you know, not staying in front of the screen all night or so close to going to bed, because that will affect your brain. It'll affect your brain chemistry. It'll affect how you are able, or in this case, not able to sleep, right? And so, but like I've said, the real treasure of the temple is on the inside. It's all about the inside. And so this is what I want to really guide you to today is that you want to be aware of the inside. The outside, we know, but the inside, your inner temple, right? Because this is the temple within. Your soul is within. Your soul is not the skin, the face, the hair, the nails, the jewelry. That's not your soul. That's the decoration of the external. That's the temple walls. But the temple within is where your soul resides. And it's your temple within that you want to connect with more deeply. It's your temple within that you must learn to stay very aware of, tending to your inner temple. You want it to be peaceful, gotta be peaceful. Goddess always flows. Surely life will take you into a moment here or a moment there where you're feeling, oh, this is happening. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my gosh, I've got to get to this. Yes, everybody is going to have moments like this in a busy life, but you have to have your connection. You have to have your commitment. You have to have your devotion to your inner temple. You have to stay in worship to your inner temple and to really make sure that anxiety doesn't become a normal pattern, right? You want to make sure that your body feels peaceful and flowing. And you can tell the difference. You can tell when you're getting tight and tense, or when you're feeling supple and relaxed and energized, right? So to always tend to your inner temple to see how it feels. And of course, the breath, right? To breathe, using the breath is everything. It's your body connection. It's your temple care. To be in that conscious breath, to breathe into the belly, to breathe into your womb, right? And to work with your womb and to work with your belly. This is the seat of the goddess. This is creation vibration central. You are creator in this human form. You create life. And so womb work is a whole nother level for you to consider, a whole nother level for you to start resonating with, a whole nother level for you to begin to look into. And of course, my goddess resurrection, the program, the goddess work, I am starting another marketing launch next weekend, and the landing page for it is ready though. So check the link tree in my bio. Of course, there is one temple that's devoted to the womb work and the womb clearing and cleaning out, right? Clearing out these old energies of whenever you were betrayed or whenever you betrayed yourself, whenever you were possibly abused or violated, right? All of these energies need to come out of the womb now, not just from this lifetime, from all lifetimes. So something for you to look into. If you're interested, check that out. It's very important to take that seriously. And then, of course, as we're moving more deeply into the inner temple, right? The temple within, as we're going all the way in now, it's also the heart space, right? Remember, the heart is the anchor and the interconnected part to the grid for the new earth. So to maintain your heart on the inside, to maintain your heart open is a big part of maintaining your inner temple. And then, of course, maintaining a quiet mind. A quiet mind. Goddess is in control of her thoughts. never the other way around. Your thoughts are not who you are. Your thoughts do not get to control you in your goddess embodiment. In your goddess embodiment, you choose your thoughts, because the thoughts are the servants to your soul. You direct your thoughts. Never, ever, ever do your thoughts direct you. Oh, no, they don't. If they do, you're in the masculine energy and old paradigm. No, you direct your thoughts. You choose your thoughts. And the much more advanced form of working with your brain, of course, is to maintain clarity and allowing for your higher self communication to come in, allowing for your higher self thoughts and inspiration and creative downloads and aha moments and insights to come in. And those can only come in when you are maintaining that clear mind space, right? That clear or positive mind space. Deepak Chopra said, a positive mind is good, but a clear mind is better. Good man, good man. It's very true. And of course, the emotions, right? And this ties into the heart, it ties into the belly, letting yourself maintain this inner temple of yours. With clarity, with flow, you have to process your emotions, of course. Taking care of the purging as it comes up, you tend to it. So inner temple, listening to your body, listening to your temple, listening to your body's intelligence and consciousness. Your body, your temple is conscious. It's filled with intelligence. And it's very important to learn to be so inside, within your temple, because this is when you get to embody your goddess more fully. This is when you get to embody your goddess more deeply. The more that you are in your body, the more you are in your goddess alignment, goddess presence. Now, one more thing in regard to the temple. Like every temple has grounds, right? Beautiful gardens. And the gardens are also always kept pristine, right? So gorgeous, so beautiful. So your garden, your temple garden, as you already know, to the tips of your fingers, all the way around. This is your garden. Your auric bodies are your garden. And this is, of course, going to reflect how you are maintaining your mental clarity and how you are choosing your thoughts and how you are allowing your higher self communication, right? This will reflect in the most outer body, your mental body, how you are maintaining yourself in peace through self-love, through self-care, through listening of your body's needs, listening to your intuition. All of this will reflect in your emotional body, right? In your auric field. This is your emotional body. And then, of course, all of this trickles in how much you've been in balance and how much you've been having fun and enjoying yourself, balancing discipline with joy and rest. This will all show in the energetic body, the body that's closest to your physical body. And most often when people have some kind of pain and some kind of complaints and they go to the doctor and the doctor can't find anything, right? They're like, oh, you're good. Just take a couple of pills. Here you go. And, rest up, right? When doctors can't find anything, but you're feeling off, and it's just, you know, something going on. This is really a strong sign for you. And please share this with your sisters that are needing to hear this and needing to be made aware of this, right? When you're feeling off or sluggish or clogged up or tight or unhappy, right? When you're just not in your vital, vibrant self, it's because one of your bodies is clogged up or dense because of too much thinking or negative thinking, or too much emotional flooding and not enough processing, right? Or too much discipline and not enough joy, right? So it's very important to understand the sensitive nature of your temple and your garden, and to maintain yourself in this balance, in this flow, in this joy, in this self-love, in this listening, in this care, right? To really be in your body. You will know everything you need to know because it's through the sensory. It's to the sensory that you sense energy, that you tap into people and places and things, right? And you read energy and you receive that information. It's through the sensory that you are open and connected. And the sensory can only open. You can really truly only start activating all of your sensory when all of your bodies, your entire garden and your temple within is in this beautiful space, in this beautiful space of balance, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, working with yourself, never being too strict, but being disciplined, but also giving yourself permission to enjoy and to rest and to laugh, and make sure you find that balance of joy to the discipline. Remember, the golden rule to goddess balance is rest, work, play. Rest is huge for the goddess, because when your body is needing rest, because you're purging, or because you're integrating light, or because you're tapping into, you know, some kind of a transformation, rest, rest, rest. Work, yes. Mission work is a huge part of goddess work. Every goddess has a mission. There is no other way. We're in an evolved and elevated state. Goddesses are not meant to stay home and clean the house for the rest of their lives. And of course, this is not meant to say that that's a bad thing. If you feel called to do that, because you're going through the cycle of having children, and this is what you feel you want to do, then you do that, because this is the cycle that you are in. But make no mistake, you will also change. Every goddess has a mission. And so there could be cycles of tending to family, tending to children, but that will also then change and evolve, right? Goddesses usually have bigger missions that reach further into the world, further into the community, further into the family than just the initial own family, right? And so your temple within is so powerful. See, this old saying, mind over body, is so masculine, right? It's so masculine and it's so ignorant. And it's so false. It could not be more false. It might be correct for certain amounts of time if you're training for a marathon and you're really having to push yourself to get better, or you're training for the Olympics, sure. But it can never be a continuous state. mind over body is the beginning of illness. Mind over body is the beginning of all disconnect. Mind over body is the end of devotion and worship. So make it your practice and let yourself pivot 180 degrees. It's body over mind. It is your soul over matter. It's your essence that is the power. It's your essence that is the truth. It's your essence that is the inspiration. It's your essence that is the creativity. It's your essence that shows you the way of your mission. It's your essence, and that is on the inside. It's the temple within that is the answer to your new earth, the answer to your goddess embodiment, the answer to your mission fulfillment, the answer to all questions is already on the inside of you. It is already you. You already have all of the answers. That's why you never bow to another goddess. You never bow to another deity. You are the deity. You are the divine. You are the goddess. You already are it on the inside. And you, when you have trained your brain and you've befriended your ego, you are in communication through the inner temple. You are in communication at all times through the inner temple, the temple within. Now go and have some fun. Go and have a fun Labor Day weekend and get ready for eclipse season. Already practice listening. You gotta let go. Eclipse season is all about surrender. Let yourself be taken. Let yourself be adjusted. Let go of whatever doesn't serve any longer. Knowingly or unknowingly, just blind trust. Let that be taken out of your life. It's okay. You'll be better for it. Trust your soul. Trust your higher self. Trust the light. Trust the divine orchestration, right? Already be in that surrender. And you can even say, take me where you want me to be. Take me where I am of highest service. Take me onto my mission path. I trust. Take me. I'm ready, right? Start saying that already to yourself, to your temple within. I'm excited. I feel like this is going to be a really great eclipse season. And I thank you. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you for your time and your energy and your presence on this channel. And as always, I am sending love and light blessings to you and yours.